Hey everybody, welcome back to Dance Pop Podcast, here with another episode. Today we will be jumping into my top 25 players coming into next season. Thank you for all the feedback and criticism I got on my last episode, which was the top 10 player each position. We here to debate. Let me know what you got on my top 25 list. This tier is going to be broken up in tiers. I got 6 tiers for you all. Let's jump right into it. At the bottom tier, we got all-star level players. It'll be 5 players on this tier. Coming in at 25, we got Karl-Anthony Towns. I'm a little still higher on Karl-Anthony Towns than some people. He's super talented. I know he has his flaws, but I'm giving him one more year to see if he's still on this level. B.I. coming in at 24. If you remember from my last episode, I'm ready for him to take that step. I'm not sure if he will, but he definitely in the mix as an all-star level player. Kyrie Irving, who actually had a really great individual season last year. I think he's still at a good position and at a good spot in his career. It's just so crowded his position. It's hard for him to go any higher. Anthony Edwards at 22. I'm ready for him to make that jump to probably getting closer to my top 15 coming into the year after next. But right now, 22 seems about right. He got a little bit to prove, but I think he's going to get it done. My guy, Bam, coming in at 21. Bam could have been a little bit higher. I don't want to seem biased, but with the best defender in the league, what he does for our offense, there's nothing too much you can say about Bam other than he is a winning player that almost any team in the league would kill to have. And it's a reason why a lot of these guard stars, even before Dame, Donovan Mitchell, and all these other players want to come to Miami. Jimmy Butler, all of them came to Miami because of Bam Adebayo. Respects that man. Moving up a tier, top tier second option. These guys right here, I think if they are the second option on the championship team, it's butter. It's a great chance for them to win. Some of them can move up until possibly being a number one option, but right now I think they all kind of fit in this tier. Coming in at number 20, we got Mr. JB out of Boston, Jaylen Brown. I think he had a great season. He showed a few flaws still that he can't really dribble with the left in the playoffs, but he's still one of the best two-way players in the league. There's no way to just disrespect him and knock him off this list. Number 19, one of the best seasons his best season last year, one of the best seasons we had in the league last year, De'Aaron Fox. I thought he should have been higher on all NBA teams. I was really impressed with what he was able to do and how he was able to keep the Kings afloat throughout the whole season. Ran into a tough first round matchup, but I think they're going to bounce back this year. Shea, I'm also looking for him to come up a little bit. A lot of people have him a lot higher than 18. I just feel like it's just a little bit more you got to prove. I need to see you at this first team All-NBA elite type level for another year before you can get ahead of Ja that's coming in at 17. And he got a lot of stuff going on this year. But I'm just not going to be one of them guys that because he got in a little trouble and he doing a little bit of stupid stuff, I'm just going to jump off the ship. I like Ja. I respect his game. I think he's one of the best players in the league. He might could even been higher if he wasn't in all of this chaos right now. Coming in at 16, the most disrespected player in the league, Trae Young. There's no reason you could give the numbers that he give and they just act like he's not even – I seen a list that said he wasn't even a top 10 point guard. I seen a list that said he's not even a top 30 player in the league. There's no way you can find me 30 players better than Trae Young. If you think there's more than 20 players better than Trae Young, reach out and we'll talk about it. Coming in at 15, Jamal Murray. I think this spot is well-deserved. I know it's a clutter of point guards. I'm taking him over all of them right now. He plays winning basketball. He's the perfect second option to Jokic, and he gets he clutch. He big games. He make big shots. He's not scared to take big shots. I respect everything about Jamal Murray game. Only thing that was knocking him down was the injuries. He back. Coming in at 14, baby D-Wade, we got Donovan Mitchell. Hey, man, you didn't have the best playoffs, but what he was able to do for the Cavs last season, he gave them hope or something. He gave them something to look forward to building with Garland. And then Mobley, I don't know what they're going to do with Jared Allen, but I still got a lot of respect for Donovan Mitchell game. I still think he's one of the best players in the league. The second best two guard in my opinion. So 14 it is. And then 13, Anthony Davis. Listen, I'm very critical of Anthony Davis because I do feel he is a top 5 to 6 talent in this league. So for him to be 13 is him not living up to his potential. But you can't knock what he do on the defensive end. Outside of Bam, he's probably the next best defender. If not the second best defender in the league, he's definitely top 3 or 4. So when he bring on that in, plus he's giving you 25 a night in the regular season, and he a little bit shaky in the off here and there on the offensive end, but when he's on, the talent is there. You kind of respect it. Coming in at 12, moving up another tier, we have borderline superstars. These players for me just missed the cut. I'm being a little bit more strict this year with my superstar list. It's not going to be that many. We cutting the list down. So borderline superstars, we got at number 12, Kawhi Leonard. And it's sad that Kawhi Leonard's on this part of the list because when he against the Sun in the first round before he got hurt, he was coming back to look like he was one of the best players in the league again, and it was looking like he would be right back up on my top of the hill. But another injury happened. And I can't just keep saying, well, he if he don't get hurt, he getting hurt every year. So he could even have been knocked down a little bit more, but just out of respect, the players on that second tier, I just couldn't put none of them ahead of him. Coming in at number 11, Dame Dollar. I still think he had his best season last year. If he could get to a team like my Miami Heat and we could give him a chance to really compete, I think Dame would be one of the favorites for MVP next year if he could be on a team that can compete for a championship because he's that elite. He hasn't slowed down. He's still one of the best players in the league. His team just wasn't that good. Moving on to number 10, we got LeBron James, King James. I know people are going to be upset because, LeBron at 10. Listen, this is being cool. He lucky, Kawhi, you feel me? But LeBron, I'm not going to disrespect what he did. He helped to get his team to the Western Conference Final as the lead guy. He had a great season statistically. I still respect the year 20. There's nobody else can say that he was able to do what he was able to do in this 20th year. So he still cracked my top 10. But I don't quite think he's still like an elite superstar to where it's like he going to be the guy that get us over the top. No, I think him and AD now is like AD's really going to have to step up to LeBron if they're going to have a chance to really win it all. I just don't think LeBron is still that guy that's we're going to get there off my back. No. Is he a great contributor? For sure. But he's not just that no more. And in the show that I'm not biased, my last spot on this borderline superstar list, Jimmy Butler. Listen, Jimmy, my guy, I love you to death, but it's just, I feel like it's kind of low levels to this. Like he's able to, he wins big games, he wins big series, but when you look at our coaching, when you look at the impact Bam brings on both ends, and yes, Jimmy has great elite games, but he also has moments where it's like, you just took a whole series off in the finals. I know you were kind of banged up, but it was literally just shots you was passing up that where if you're a superstar, if you're an elite level player, he was getting to the spots he wanted and was passing up layups to kick it out or turning it over because he was unsure. Like superstars don't do that, Jimmy. So it's like, and superstars also don't pretty much take off the whole season and put your team in a position to be in the AFC and have to go on the road 3 times against teams that are more talented than you and to get to the final. So for that case, he's a borderline superstar because when he on, it's like something we never seen before, but it just is not as consistent as I would like for my superstar list. Moving right along. Now we have our superstars. There's 3 players that made the superstar cut. We coming in at number 8, Kevin Durant. Now, this is also probably going to be a shocker to some people that he's this high. I feel like at some point, we looking at these players, they getting older. We seeing that they not carrying as much of a load as they once was. They still putting up numbers, but the numbers aren't as like, oh my God, impactful to me at least. So I'm looking at it. I think KD just barely make the cut. He getting close to being in that Jimmy LeBron range of borderline, but I still think I would give him the nod and say he's right there. Coming in at number 7, his teammate. This is also another surprise, but I think coming into next season, the best player on the Phoenix Suns will be Devin Booker, not Kevin Durant. And this is not, and I hate that now it's going to be back-to-back episodes where it's like, hey, look, I'm throwing shots at Kevin Durant. I am somebody that defends Kevin Durant often on social media and different things and different platforms, but I got to tell the truth. What I seen for Devin Booker to end the season and in the playoffs, especially against the Nuggets, I feel like this is now his team, and KD, which is like LeBron, should be wanting to kind of take more of that, like, you got it, and when you need me, I'm here. But I think if they going to go to where they need to be, it got to be D-Book, Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, in that order when it mattered the most. Just my opinion. I think it's time for Devin Booker. And Devin Booker really liked that. I think because he had the meltdown against Luka, and then they blew the 0-2 final. I think he really gets slept on of how elite of a player Devin Booker is. So I'm here to remind you all, he's like that. Coming in at number 6, another surprise. Joel Embiid did not crack my top 5, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all can tell me he won MVP. Y'all can do all of that. I don't care. The MVP don't matter to me, and it's getting weaker by the day. You cannot just keep putting up these crazy numbers in the regular seasons and you doing all of this and, ooh, we going to win. And then you go up 3-2 against Boston at your house with a lead in the 4th quarter, and Al Horford is saying, no help, I got him. You are getting locked up by Al Horford with the game on the line. James Harden gave you 2 games. James Harden went back to prime Harden for 2 games and gave you 40 twice, hit game winners, and you couldn't bring that series home. To me, that's not a top 5 player. Out of all of these players that I've just named from borderline superstar up, all 12 of those guys that's in that cut, he's the only one on that list that hasn't been to a conference finals. Think about that. All of the players I named, Kawhi been to the, he the one. They ain't been to the conference finals. Bron had won. Jimmy had been to 2 finals. KD got 2 rings. D Book had been to the finals. And all 5 guys that I'm finna name have all been to at least the conference finals. 4 of them have been to the finals. What do y'all want me to do with somebody that can't get out the second round with just as much help as anybody else had in the league over these years? Y'all can't say he ain't had talent. Y'all can't say, oh, well, Harden ain't the same, and Harden gave you 2 vintage Harden 40-point games. If you're the best player in the world and you get 2 40-point games from your second best player, you should win that series. Up 3-2 at home. Sorry, Joel. You can't do it here. I know it's going to be a lot of pushback. Oh, well. I judge things off of what we've been doing for the last couple of years. And it's like all taken into one account. And over the last couple of years, he hasn't shown me nothing, but he can't get out the second round no matter who's on his team. So I'm tired of us just saying like, oh, it was Ben Simmons. Oh, it was this player. No, maybe it's Joel Embiid. Maybe him not being able to score one-on-one on Al Horford in the fourth quarter is a big deal. You know what I mean? Joel Embiid, number 6, which is still good. He's still a superstar. He's still elite. But you're not top 5, my brother. Moving right along. Future faces of the league. My 2 guys. We got Jason Tatum coming in at number 5. JT, when you look at what he's able to do, I got a lot of pushback on JT being over KD, which I knew it was going to be some, but I was not expecting as much pushback as I got. I thought JT had a lot of fans in the league. Apparently, I was mistaken. He don't have as many fans as I thought, but I'm here to let you know, JT, you got a fan in me. You good to go. I think he top 5. Yes, he did lose a series to the Heat, but so did Giannis. You know what I'm saying? We're not knocking Giannis off his boat. And the year before that, Tatum beat Giannis. So it's like at some point you got to take some account and say that we was on one. We got the best coach in the league. We had our role players playing at an elite level. Jimmy and Bam, what they bring to the table as a duo. We'll do a duo list too. I think they higher on that list, but it's not all just on Tatum. You know, JB was messing up. It was a lot going on in that series to where for him to constantly get to the conference finals, for him to do what he did against Philly, even though a lot of that's on Joel Embiid, but for him to, I think he scored like 12 straight points in game 6 to bring him back to win. And then he went for 51 in game 7 of the conference final. What we have to stop doing is just because the playoffs don't end as well, just say nothing that they did matter. You know what I mean? I don't look at it like that. I think he's top 5 player in the league. Coming in at number 4, my guy, the Don, Luka Magic. Now, look, I know a lot of people going to say how he top 5 and he missed the playoffs. Peep game. My penalty for, if y'all remember from some episodes back, I said I thought his penalty for missing the playoffs should have been he couldn't have been first team All-NBA. On my tiers, I had him second team All-NBA, and I had De'Aaron Fox and Shea first team. That was what I thought, because I look at a ranking list to where it's like over the last couple of years, what have you done? He had an elite regular season. He missed the offs, but then he came the year before that, he was in the conference finals. That's an outlier year, in my opinion. You have players over the time, such as you got players like when Kobe missed the playoffs, some of y'all saying he should have won MVP that year because of the numbers he was putting up. And he came back that next year. He made it to the finals. He made it into the playoffs and all was forgiven. For me, the only way Luka can move off his spot of 4, which is where he was last year, is if he missed the playoffs again. They had a lot of injuries going down the line. I still feel good about him as one of the best players in the league. I think he's going to have a big season. I'm not going to say like where they're going to go. They need to make a few more moves, in my opinion, but I'm still excited about what the future holds for Luka. And to me, Tatum and Luka are the faces of the league. Going right up to the top of the hill, Giannis coming in at number 3. I think he had to move down the spot. He was my number 2 player last year, coming off of the upset in the first round. I know he did hurt his back, but he came back and looked pretty good in them games he played in to end the series. But we're not going to talk about that. I still think he up there with the elite of the elite, the numbers. Every year, there's nothing but consistency for the last 5 years. He's going to give you MVP numbers year after year after year. He's going to give you all he got. He's a two-way player, rim protector, and he's also like in a rover type defender. So he gives you a lot. So he's still up there with the top guys. I got Steph Curry coming in at number 2. I still feel like I had him as my best player last year. What he's able to do is just amazing. All the things that's going on with the Warriors, and he just kind of keeps them afloat and keeps them rocking. For him to do what he did to get them past the Kings this year, after what he did the year before to get them past Boston to win it all, Steph Curry's still up there. And then you got to go with the top dog right now, Big Joe. Listen, man, he's unguardable. What he was able to do, not only these last 3 years, he should have been a 3-time MVP, and B shouldn't even have an MVP after what all we've seen. Didn't get into the finals, taking care of business. He did not play with his fool. He got every series out of there pretty quick. He did what he was supposed to do. I gotta respect it. I don't see how they don't come in as the next year favorite. He come in as the next year favorite for MVP. For me, Jokic was number 3 last year. To me, you got to be in the top like 4 or 5 range for you to be able to jump up on the list. Like you can't come from like if the Heat win the championship next year, Jimmy or Dame at 9 and 11 can't jump up to the best player. But if you was right there, I think you could take that crown. And I think Jokic got that crown for right now. And it probably already was his. We were just hesitant to give it to him. I'm ready to give it up. He the best in the world. That's my top 25 list. Y'all let me know what y'all think. So for me, that's the top 25, how I see it. I really don't see as much controversy. You know what I mean? I know the superstar line with Embiid, Book, and KD probably going to get a lot of controversy. A lot of people are probably going to say KD and Joel Embiid should be higher. But I'm tired of giving the KDs and the LeBron's Lifetime Achievement Awards. It's like, y'all have been great. Y'all have done so much for the league. Brian, you the second best player all time. KD, you like the 11th best player all time. I respect y'all game tremendously. But we can't just keep saying, oh, well, he been doing this since da-da-da, or you know what KD can. Yeah, we know what he can do, but how often do he do it? And these young guys is coming. The only guy that's still at a consistently high level from Nate is Curry. Curry still is keeping up. I think step for step with these younger guys. I feel like you could kind of see the drop off a little bit in some of them older guys. So that's why, man, it's inevitable at some point. And I do think that's what's gonna make them teams better is if they could take a step back. AD need to do what he was paid to do to come and be the guy in LA after Brian get older. There's no reason this. And then as a Laker fan or as a Bron fan, you shouldn't even want LeBron to come in to year 21 feeling like he got to be the best player on his team when he has somebody that can give you 27 and 12 if he wanted to with 2-3 blocks. Why would he have to be the best player on the team? Devin Booker, somebody that could give you 30. He could give you 27, 6, and 5, and play some help. Why do KD got to be the best player on the team? If these guys is who, you know what I'm saying, that's what they're supposed to be. That's the whole point of getting with a younger guy so that you could kind of start drilling it back a little bit. You know what I mean? And then Joel Embiid, I'm just not impressed, my boy. I'm just not sold. He gonna have to show me something crazy because it's like he didn't have opportunities. And he should be to me, the thing I mean most hard about Joel Embiid, he's literally probably the most talented player in the league. When you look at his just pure size, strength, and he's able to play he can shoot the ball, he can dribble, he can get like his post moves is unguardable. He's one of the best rim protectors when he's locked in. He's just never fully locked in. And I'm tired of him getting excuses that these other players don't get. Like I repeat, he's the only player that hasn't been to a conference final. And you could go all the way down to outside of, it's only like 3 people, including him, that haven't been there out of my whole top 25 list. I mean, out of my whole top 20 list. So it's like, bro, come on, man. Let's get over the hump. Let's get that done. Jimmy, I feel like if he could get him and Dame, I swear to God, I feel like Dame could win MVP this year. I really feel like he could step right in and just fit right into what we do. This is where I had Dame at. Last year was at number 11. Him missing all back-to-back years, you got to put at the little context of his team just was not that good. There was nothing that they were going to be able to do to make a playoff run. Or even if they did sneak in, it wouldn't have meant pretty much too much of nothing. Just the way it was going. That's just how their season looked. I just don't see it. Jaylen Brown, I'm going to say this until I can't say it no more. I would not be giving Jaylen Brown $307 million. He would not. There's no way you can look at Jaylen Brown game and say he's worth $60 million at any point. Now you got Tatum, him, and Porzingis. If it was up to me, I would be looking at Porzingis and Tatum like, okay, that's nice. What can we get for Jaylen Brown to keep this thing going? Because I think you can make KP and Tatum fit better than Jaylen. And every summer, Tatum, last summer, he was trying to get KD. This summer, he's trying to get Dame. Do you think if he was fully confident in what they had, he has a player that just was second team All-NBA, Jaylen Brown, and an All-Star. If he was completely happy and confident in what they would be doing, why would he be trying to go get somebody else? Now, with Kevin Durant, it was one thing. It's like, okay, that's Kevin Durant. But Damian Lillard is not like just so much better than Jaylen Brown when you look at what he'd be able to bring to Boston that it's like, we got to get him out of here. Why is he keep trying to get rid of Jaylen Brown if everything is okay? I just don't get it. And to me, I could not give him that. There's only, to me, the only players in the NBA that I would give the supermax that Jaylen Brown is about to get would be Jokic, Giannis, Luka, Tatum. Them are the only 4 players that can get a 5-year, $300 and some million deal. And that don't mean them other players can't get maxes. And yes, I didn't say Steph Curry. I didn't say Joel Embiid. They can get a max deal, but it would be more of a I wouldn't give Curry 5 more years at 300 and some million. He could get, so that 60 year, he could get 60 million for next season, or if he could get 120 for the next 2. But I don't believe that I would want to give him 5 more years and feel comfortable with that at that number. And Joel Embiid, I don't know if he got 5 more years in him with the way he take care of himself, with the way he's not all the way locked in all the time. He's a max player, but I don't know if you got to listen when I said the full max extension. I don't know if nobody outside of those 4 guys would be getting 5 years, 300 and anything from me. I don't care. Short deals it is, and we just see where we go from there. But that's my take on it. This is my list. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. We out. Peace.